a series of side accounts. So far, we've been talking just about K-12 districts. The lottery portion in the bill would be split between K-12 universities and community colleges. A few key things about this piece of the bill. We know that the Lottery Commission is considering a number of new game types and platforms right now. The potential revenue from this bill is from this portion of the bill, is incredibly variable based on how many of those new things under consideration actually come to fruition. That's based on a series of policy decisions that the PERS UAL paydown bill is silent on. We're not getting into lottery policy here. What we're doing is saying, should policy decisions be made that lead to a significant increase in lottery revenue? For a 6-year period, those dollars before they go to other program, and I should clarify, those dollars after constitutional obligations. So those new dollars after constitutional obligations, should new games be approved, should go toward paying down the unfunded liability within PERS for our educational institutions. Again, we're not talking about lottery policy, and this would all occur after the constitutional obligations to which lottery dollars go. So the second portion of the bill looks at how we can help all employers address their own liabilities. And the main way in which we're proposing to do that is through an employer incentive fund, which was a key piece of the work done by the PERS UAL task force. Within the bill, we create the employer incentive fund. We are not capitalizing it. The governor thought that it was important to work with the legislature to figure out the best way to capitalize this fund, and there are a number of policy conversations that we need to have about where those dollars should come from. The governor also felt, though, that we shouldn't delay in creating the structure for this fund because we need to signal as soon as possible to employers across the state that these dollars will be available. If we expect local governments to set aside funds that they have coming in the door or to free up dollars that are in their own internal reserves to put into a side account in PERS, we need to give them time through their budgeting process to have those conversations, which is why we're proposing the creation of the fund, although we're waiting to capitalize it until a future point. The way that the fund is created within the bill is that it would provide 25 cents on the dollar match for asset capital deposited into a side account. In the past, most capital deposited into side accounts has been through pension obligation bonds, which as the bill is currently written, wouldn't qualify for this match. This would be available to employers with the largest debt and the smallest budgets first so that they have an opportunity to secure funds. After they had an opportunity over about a 6-month period to secure funds, we would open up those matching funds to all employers within the PERS system. There would also be a cap. There's a cap included for each individual employer to ensure that those employers with the largest budgets don't eat up the bulk of the fund before other employers have had an opportunity to secure their matches. This was a critical piece of the work done by the task force, and as we look at the breakdown of the UAL by employer types that I showed on an earlier slide, it was critical to the governor that we bring forward something to try to help those entities as they address their own unfunded liabilities.
Question.
Senator Hansel.
Do you have